All right, I'm on hole number 4 of the 2019 Fall Major. Let's go to Golf Clash Notebook and check it out. All right, I have no idea. So normally I play this. I don't like messing around with these par threes that are, especially some par threes. There's a shot, and you got a serious shot, and you got to go for it every time. I mean, you got to play whatever that shot is. But this is not one of those holes that I feel like I have a serious shot. This is one of those holes that you can get in serious trouble. So with my main account, I'm using a Guardian and a Nav, and I'm starting up in this area right here, and I'm going straight out the hole. I'm taking this sand, this rough, this sand. I'm taking all that out of play. The only thing that exists is this little teeny bit of fairway right here in the green. I'm not a big fan on these types of shots of doing stuff where you're setting up down here and you're pinching up against this rough and you're trying to bridge this gap and it barely clears it on the other side and then rolls up. You get the wind adjustment wrong here and you may make this bounce, but then you clip the rough and you're down here or you're in the sand. Typically on this hole in the past, they've given us a little bit of headwind, which complicates it even further, because if you get the wind adjustment wrong when you're down in here, you could have big trouble. My goal is either going to be to come at it in this area right here or to try my Guardian and do the same shot I'm doing with my upper level account. In my upper level account, I can use a navigator for my red line, so I'm gonna try a 1 power ball as well. And I'm not sure if it's a forward red line or a rear red line. I can't remember, so let's just go pick some stuff. This is practice. I'm not sure whether I'm going to qualify this account today or not. This is the first time I played these clubs here, so I really, when you're playing your clubs, this is why we practice, so that we can get an idea of where we're at as far as red lines and what clubs we're going to bring. My normal MO is when I come to any tournament, my first goal is to figure out what my driver is and what ball I'm bringing. What club am I using off of the tee box? So I'm going to try. I have my only two choices here really are a Guardian or a Viper. I could use a Saturn from farther back and try and run it up in there. And if that was the case, I'd probably be better served to use a Backbone. Just because it's going to be a little more accurate. And if you're at that distance, it's not going to have any problems from that distance. Switch that up. The Viper in every bag. Switch this one up to a Guardian. I'm going to try my Guardian here. I have 0 ball guide, but having a backspin club when you have lower developed stuff is not necessarily a bad thing. My Backbone hits 1.5 per ring. Backbone. Making some notes here. As far as ball goes, I'm going to take a Quasar and we'll see where the red line stuff is. If I'm too close up there in the front, I may have to, if I'm too close to the max red line, I may have to pop out a Katana to push that line a little bit forward. And if I'm too close on the red line, the minimum red line, then I'll have to pop out a Marlin to give myself a little bit more room. Right now, today, my goal is to just figure out what's the safest way to get up there. And if I don't qualify today, I may come back tomorrow and try again and wait till Wednesday to qualify. And then tomorrow I'll come at these holes where I'm not coming at them safe. But because I have no notes right now, what I really want to do is I want to figure out like a safe bag. Like if you bring that, my chances of getting a hole-in-one here by doing this shot are pretty grim. But right now, my goal is not to get a hole-in-one. My goal is to get the easiest birdie that you can possibly get and then see from that spot if there's a way to increase my odds of getting hole-in-one. Because you definitely don't want that to happen. I mean, you can't come to these par threes and have those types of issues. So, I'm right at the red line. Luckily, I'm going to switch this ball up to a Marlin. Give myself a little bit of room. I'm at minimum club. See if it has enough backspin or if I'm going to end up off the edge. So minimum club. I'm going to do very slight adjustment. Hitting it perfect. See if it has enough backspin. I'm not sure that this club has enough backspin where I'm not going to roll off the back like my opponent. It's pretty close right there. My chances of getting a hole-in-one with that shot are 0. Like I said, my goal is right now is to establish, and you can see where the course starts to drop down. My goal is to try and establish what's the easiest way to secure my birdie. Going into this tournament, it's a -12 tournament. You have to shoot a -12 minimum, and all 3 par 4s present really good opportunities to pick a shot up. And the par 5s, all the par 5s, you're going to have Albie shots. So that whole round going in there and going, hey, I shot a -15 or a -16, that whole round started with a solid -12 and just being able to shoot the minimum score on all of these holes with your eyes closed. And so the first thing I'm always looking for when I come here is I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to secure my birdie. And then once I figure out the best way to secure my birdie, then I can start looking at, okay, what are my best chances of trying to pick up one? Can I do that with the same shot there, or do I have to switch shots? You really want to, when you first start, especially if you got a newer or lower level account, you really need to work out the shot so that you can maintain the -12 and then look at the holes and go, hey, these are holes that my clubs can shine on. And I have a really good opportunity to pick one up. But these par 3s, if you've got really low developed stuff, these par 3s can eat your lunch. All right. That was hole number 4 of the 2019 Fall Major. Thanks for watching.